What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and I thought today I would do a little bit of a casual recommendation video just for some 4K releases that I've really enjoyed and loved over the past few years. And I thought I would zero in and spotlight Warner Brothers for this particular recommendation video because we're just now coming off of that incredible Shawshank Redemption 4K release that they put out this week. It was freaking spectacular. Go check out my review of it if you haven't already. I have nothing but great things to say about that release. We've also got A Clockwork Orange coming up this week. So Warner Brothers right now, guys, they're killing it, but this is nothing new because Warner Brothers has been killing it in the 4K format since they first started putting out 4K releases back in 2016. They put out their first 4 in March 1st of 2016. They put out Fury Road, San Andreas, the Lego Movie, and Pan, of all movies, all came out in March of 2016 when 4K was really starting to pop in the physical media market. So yeah, I wanted to kind of spotlight just 5 4Ks that I thought that needed to be in your collection, that you need to own, that you need to have. And one thing to know, guys, this is not going to be a recommendation video for the super thrifty. A lot of these are kind of expensive right now, or at least around the same price point that they were when they first came out. So unless you're watching this like a month, 2 months down the road when these drop in prices, or maybe Black Friday or something, it's not really I'm going to leave you the links down below, Amazon affiliate links that you all can use if you do want to purchase these, but they're not like super cheap 4Ks or anything. That's not the kind of video that this is. Before I get into just showing out the movies and telling you all why I recommend these movies and why they need to be in your collection, I want to ask that if you are not yet a subscriber of the Mid-Level Media channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more great content. Also, be sure to like this video, guys. Every single like will help this channel out and help this video, and I would greatly appreciate it. And also, comment down below, what are some of your favorite releases from Warner Brothers? What are some that I didn't cover today that I maybe should cover in upcoming like installments of this? I don't know, maybe I'll do a part 2 of Warner Brothers 4K recommendations. Who knows? Leave it in the comments section below. So let's get into these recommendations, guys. Like I said, I'm going to give you the price point. I'm going to put the link down below. I'm also going to tell you when it was released and just kind of talk about the movie for a minute and just talk about the release in general and how it looks in 4K and all that good stuff. The first one that I've got for you is a movie that I love. It was one of my favorite movies that came out that year, back in 2017. I think it was like my number 2 film of that year, and that is Blade Runner 2049, released by Warner Brothers on January 16th of 2018. Now, I got the slipcover for this. Now, it did get 2 steelbooks. It got a Blu-ray steelbook and it got a 4K steelbook. The 4K steelbook, I'm still pretty sore that I didn't get because I love that cover, and it came out in January. There was a huge snowstorm in my area that day, and I could not make it out to pick up the steelbook, so I had to settle for the slipcover. It's an awesome slipcover. I love this slipcover. I'll show you the back of it as well. Amazing slipcover. I'm not complaining, but I really wanted that steelbook and I wasn't able to get it. So guys, as far as like, this is the only, I believe, new movie that I have here that I'm going to talk about here today, but this is just one of the first movies that I watched in 4K, and I was really just impressed and taken with, and really just sold on what movies could do in this format. This absolutely blew me away. And this movie's just so visually stunning anyway. Denis Villeneuve, of course, who's just a master of the craft. Getting ready to come out with Dune here in a couple of months, or I think next month, October, it's coming out. I cannot wait for that movie. Arrival, Enemy, Prisoners. The dude has an immaculate filmography. This movie is stunning. I like this movie better than the original Blade Runner. The cinematography by Roger Deakins. It's just everything about this movie is freaking spectacular, guys. So many colors in this movie. That scene of Ana de Armas is in like the hologram or whatever. She's like coming into Ryan Gosling. She's all in pink. It looks so freaking spectacular. The scenes in the desert at the end with the orange and stuff like that. And Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling walking through that Nevada kind of Las Vegas, kind of a desolate wasteland. It all looks amazing, guys. It does have the Atmos. This is an incredible release, guys. Right now, it is going for $19.71 on Amazon.com. It's about as cheap as you can get it. So I think there was like deep discount. It was like $15.69 or something like that. But this is one that I absolutely recommend if you are a lover of 4K and the format. you need to have this movie in your collection. It's just a freaking awesome movie in general. So getting into my next pick, guys, this one came out on October 29th of 2019. I remember when it came out. I remember being at Best Buy. I remember buying this the day it came out. It was super exciting because I believe, I should have done research, but I'm pretty confident in the fact that this is the first film from the 30s to get a 4K, and that is The Wizard of Oz. This movie, it proves that they need to release more of these classic films in 4K. And I know this movie has the black and white, that it goes to the color, so it kind of lends itself better to that HDR. And just the color grading and stuff like that looks freaking spectacular in this. So I get that. Not all black and white films really need a 4K transfer. But I would love to see more of them. I can't wait to see what Citizen Kane looks like. I can't wait to see what the Universal monster movies look like, all in the 30s as well. So yeah, this movie it looks incredible. It literally just blew my mind. I was like, I cannot believe I've been watching this movie since I was like 5 on freaking a box TV with static. And it's VHS, whatever. It was just horrible, shitty quality. I've loved this movie for the longest time. To see this look this good, I almost cried when I watched this movie. I'm not gonna lie. It looks fantastic. On the back, you can see Dorothy right there with the iconic Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the lion behind her. It looks amazing. This cover, I absolutely love. This is like one of my favorite 4K covers. I love the font work that they use on it. The tornado, just how it kind of blends the black and white with the color right there, guys, in the yellow brick road. It's all nice and shiny. I've still got that 80th anniversary sticker right there, guys. Yeah, a film from 1939, came out in 2019. It looks great. Now, this is one that does not have the Atmos, which I'm sure during that tornado scene would have sounded spectacular. Again, I'm listening to most of these on a soundbar. I don't have that Atmos set up anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me at this point, but I'm sure that tornado scene that twister scene would have sounded amazing with the Atmos. Yeah, it looks amazing, guys. This is just one of the best transfers in the 4K format, and Warner Brothers just did a freaking awesome job. Yeah, you can get this one right now on Amazon.com for $18.99, so not a bad deal at all for this release. I think it was out of stock at one point. I think a lot of people thought that this one was getting ready to go out of print. So right now you can get it. So I mean, I absolutely, maybe just to be safe, I would recommend picking this one up if any of the ones I covered today, because it's definitely the cheapest. If any of the ones that I cover here today, I recommend grabbing this one right now, because you definitely don't want to miss out on this one. And I was so glad I got it when it came out, because I loved this slipcover that came with it. So the next one that I'm going to cover with you guys, this one came out on October 1st of 2019, so the exact same month, but 4 weeks before it. October 2018 was a great month, by the way. The Shining, right here, guys, is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. My second favorite horror movie of all time. And I'll say it right now, this is my favorite cover of any movie that I have in my collection. As soon as I saw the cover to this, I was like, this is a must own. I don't even care what it looks like. It could look like dog shit. It could be a worse transfer than Terminator 2. I have to have this in my collection. The slipcover is just amazing. I love the silhouette of Jack Torrance right there with the hotel and just the red in the sky right there. And you got Danny riding the tricycle. I still got my Dr. Sleep sticker right there in the bottom too, guys. So I'll show you all the back as well and the specs and all this. I'm not going to do like unboxings for these or anything, but yeah, absolutely love this movie. Like I said, what is there to say about it? It's just one of the best horror movies ever made. I watched this in 4K. The transfer is freaking immaculate as well. It's beautiful. It's stunning. Just the hotel, and I'm just thinking of the scene and the inside of the elevator, all the blood coming out, just what it looks like in that HDR. Just really pops that blood and the red. Just the tricycle when Danny's going around, and the carpets especially. It all just looks incredible. It looks incredible. This is one of the best transfers. Just the facial detail, just everything about this is spectacular. Right now you can get this one on Amazon.com for $23.37. So it's still not a bad price for this, but I don't know. I'm not confident saying that you might get the slipcover for this. At this point, I don't think you're going to get the slipcover for most of these, but maybe they got a few of these floating around. Maybe you'll get the slipcover for The Shining. Who knows? But $23.37, not a bad price point for that release at all. This one right here, guys, also The Shining's in my top 10 movies of all time. This one I'm getting ready to show you all is in my top 5 movies of all time. It's one that came out on September 1st of 2020. I almost lost my shit when it was announced, and that is Beetlejuice. So Beetlejuice on 4K came out last year. Absolutely love this movie. Like I said, it's one of my top 5 movies of all time. One of the best Tim Burton movie with one of the best Michael Keaton performances. I love him in this role. It's so insanely quotable. I love the story of just, you know, Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin, them dying, coming back, and needing Beetlejuice to help them get this family out. I love Catherine O'Hara in this movie. Winona Ryder's in this movie. Jeffrey Jones, just such a great cast, great movie. It's a timeless movie. It's one that I watch at least once a year, and I'm happy now to be able to watch this one in 4K. So this one also has a Dolby Atmos track. I don't think I covered it with The Shining, but that one did not. That just had the DTS HD 5.1. But this one does have Dolby Atmos on it. It looks incredible. Just like Blade Runner 2049, there's so many colors in this movie with the greens and stuff where they're open up the door, they draw the chalk line around, and you see the green on Lydia's face. It looks freaking incredible, guys. It's one of the best transfers. I was super happy with this one. I'm not the biggest fan of the artwork on this cover, if I'm being completely honest, but it's still cool. I mean, it just kind of looks like a cartoon. I would have rather if maybe went with something a little bit different. Yeah, Beetlejuice is an incredible film, guys. You already know. And it is a recommendation. So you can get Beetlejuice right now for $23.99. So the most expensive of the standalone 4K releases that I'm covering here today, because the next one that I'm covering is a triple pack. But it is one that may go down to 10 or 15 sometime before Black Friday. So you might want to wait till you pull the trigger on this one, because I've seen it go on sale quite a bit. Same with the Goonies. That's also a Warner Brothers release as well. So the last one that I'm going to cover, guys, and this is going to be a little bit of a mini review as well, because I did always intend to review this on the channel since I bought it. I waited for months for this to keep dropping in price before I finally pulled the trigger. This one came out on December 1st of 2020, so last year, and that is the Lord of the Rings 4K set. Now, I didn't buy the Hobbit trilogy because I'm not a big fan of those movies, but I did buy this one. I think I ended up getting this one at like $60, and then I got some Amazon credit, so it was like $50 what I purchased this one for. Watched all 3 of these with my wife and kids over the course of like 2 or 3 days. I forgot just how incredible these movies are. They are amazing. They hold up entirely. I didn't feel like you know, in the age where like Game of Thrones is like super popular, or at least it was, and I've seen all 8 seasons of that, I was always of the impression that Game of Thrones just felt like a more mature Lord of the Rings, and that Lord of the Rings would never quite measure up as far as like fantasy TV or movies or whatever after I saw Game of Thrones and just how great that was. But these movies still absolutely hold up, and my God, this may be the best transfer I have in my entire collection of anything. I thought these movies looked so good in 4K. Like, it honestly blew me away just how great these look. They looked like brand new movies. Like, they did not look like they were 20 years old at all. It stunned me. It blew me away. All 3 of these movies, they're just so great. I know a lot of you are like, duh, Ken, the freaking Lord of the Rings movies are phenomenal, but it honestly, like, this was a trilogy that may have been like number 10 in my top 10 trilogies of all time or something. It's moved up to maybe 3. Now, it's probably my top 3 trilogies of all time, right behind the Star Wars trilogy and Back to the Future trilogies, but absolutely loved all 3 of these movies. Now, another surprising thing for me when I rewatched these is how much I loved Return of the King. And that one, a while ago when I saw them in theaters when I was a kid, I didn't remember liking Return of the King all that much. And, you know, I always remembered it had the 15 endings at the end of it, and it just drug on for way too long. Rewatching this, I got so emotional watching Return of the King. There is so many great moments. I think that Sean Astin as Sam is absolutely the performance of not even Return of the King, but the entire trilogy. I think the level of emotion that he takes it to with his relationship with Frodo, and just that scene where he's carrying him on his back into the volcano, the fires of Mordor, to throw the ring in there. It's so emotional. It's so incredible. And he's like the true MVP of that movie and this trilogy, in my opinion. Ian McKellen as Gandalf too. I thought he was fantastic in Return of the King. And I was just blown away and shocked by how much I loved Return of the King. So if I had to do a ranking of the 3 of them, I'd probably go Return of the King, The Two Towers, and then Fellowship. I've always loved The Two Towers because I think that the Battle of Helm's Deep is like one of the best battles in cinematic history. And yeah, I absolutely loved all 3 of these films. They look spectacular in 4K, guys. This set right now is going for $69.99 on Amazon. I'd say it's absolutely worth it. It'll probably drop maybe $10 in the coming months. You can probably get it for a little bit cheaper around Black Friday, but this is a set that you absolutely need to know. And of course, we have that spectacular box set coming at the end of October with the Hobbit movies, with the Lord of the Rings as well. It's a great looking set. So if you don't have this yet, I'm sure the Hobbit movies look great as well. I'm just not a huge fan of those movies, so I'm not going to get that set. But if you're a fan of all of them, definitely wait and pick up that set. But if you have any reservations or concerns about how they look great. So don't worry about that. Fantastic movies, guys. And that does it for my Warner Brothers 4K recommendations here today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, please comment down below if you have any other Warner Brothers 4Ks that you like to recommend to me, that you think I should watch, that you think I should maybe include in a future recommendation video. Comment down below. And also, if everything I covered here today, what are some of your favorites? Let me know that as well. Also, be sure to like this video, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all of those future videos. And we'll see you next time.